Hello, welcome to the Real Bit Wars. I'm Chris, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I've been receiving quite a few compliments on my game collection lately, so I thought it might be fun for us to just take a quick tour through my Nintendo and Super Nintendo games that you see in the background of so many of my videos. So you'll have to excuse the angle, but for these games that are near the top, we're just gonna have to settle for this. But I'll go through and maybe just point out some of the noteworthy stuff. We have the two ActRaiser games. There's Airly Acrobat 1 and 2. Animaniacs, that's a good one. Batman Returns, I really like that game. They also have the repro for Revenge of the Joker. Baby's Kids, that's everyone's favorite over here in the end. California Games 2, I would describe that as a bad game that I actually enjoy playing. It's kind of fun. Busyland, that's a good game. Custom Move, I like that one. Here's the BS Excite Bike repro. We got Breath of Fire. We have a Bobby's World repro there as well. And over here is Chrono Trigger. I do also have a English translated repro for Clock Tower, Contra 3, The Days Before Christmas repro, Demon Crest, the Donkey Kong Country Trilogy. I've always liked the Super Double Dragon. We have the Earthworm Jim games. The second one is actually my original copy from when I was a kid. Hook, I would consider that a pretty solid game. Gradius 3, that's one I really enjoy. Goof Troop, I love that game. So this here, Final Fight Guy, that's actually just a shell. I did get ripped off, it has the wrong board in it, but I did not spend that much money on it either. So hopefully someday I can get a board to complete that. I do have the other 3 Final Fight games, the first of which is, again, one of those games I've had since I was a child. F-Zero, another one of my originals. I do have the BS F-Zero repro as well. Gemfire, both of the Joe and Mac games. And what you all came to see, there's the Madden games in all their glory. Lost Vikings 1 and 2 there. Miss Pac-Man, I really like this version of this game. Kirby Superstar. All sorts of sports stuff here. And Plock is a pretty underrated game. Pit Fighter, maybe the worst fighter of all time. Prince of Persia 1 and 2 there. Here is Ninja Warriors. Out to Lunch. This is sort of random, but the Roadrunner game, one of the first I picked up after I started collecting. Got Rocco's Modern Life, Rock and Roll Racing is a good one. Pushover is a solid game. I definitely have a soft spot for the entire race driving series for some reason. And then here, this is a Blockbuster exclusive, the Ren and Stimpy Buckaroos. There are the Romance of the Three Kingdom games. I like how sometimes the picture went over the spine on the label. Secret of Evermore, Secret of Mana. We have SOS. It's definitely a good game. Speaking of which, you have Sink or Swim as well. That's a pretty rare one. Sparkster, I mentioned recently that Spanky's Quest is a gem. There's Castlevania 4, Super Bonk, both of the Bomberman games. Sunset Riders, the 2 Super Adventure Island games. Street Racer I've always enjoyed because you can play as Frankenstein's monster. You got Street Fighter Alpha 2. Some Mario stuff in there. Super Ninja Boy, Super Metroid. Off-Road Baja is one of my games from childhood. The Super Star Wars Trilogy, no joke. One of the most affordable good games you can get on the Super Nintendo. Super Tennis, check it out. Super R-Type I would consider one definitely worth playing. There's Turtles 4. Again, picked this up very early in my collecting days. There are more Super Nintendo we'll get to in a bit, but for now we're going to the NES shelf. Excuse the shaky camera, I'm going rogue on the top shelf here. There's an Adventure Island 4 repro. Couldn't find the Famicom version. Lolo 1 and 2, I love those. I would really like to get the third one. Aladdin is a PAL game. Likewise with Asterix and Aussie Rules Footy. And here we do have the Bad Dude versus Dragon Ninja, as well as the regular Bad Dude game. Coming down here, Burger Time, that's a classic. With both Blades of Steel versions there. Bioforce Ape is a repro. Let's see what we got here. Try to show some of these unlicensed games. There's quite a few of them in here. I actually really enjoy this version. I prefer it over the 16-bit ones. Batman Returns, it's a fun game. And since the MGC, I have not put my new Donkey Kong game away yet, so we'll go ahead and do that right now. Here, this is the real deal. New Ghostbusters 2, fantastic game. Gargoyles Quest 2. And I do have each of the 3 Tengen games that were released on both a black and gray cartridge, as well as a complete Tengen black cartridge set. And we're gonna go over here. Oh, there's a piece of garbage in the way. Let's get rid of that. We do have DuckTales 2. Here is Dracula. Dynablaster is the PAL version of Bomberman. Elite is a PAL game. Got good stuff in here like Gremlins 2, Guardian Legend, Goonies 2, Go-Go 13, and I'm really sorry, I had that sign up all of these years and it was blocking you from seeing Goal 2, and the infamous Golf. I apologize. Fire and Ice is a pretty heavy hitter. Felix the Cat. Both versions of Gunsmoke. Hit the Ice, that is actually a hockey RPG. And then for reasons I don't know, just because I like the Super Nintendo version, I got both the PAL and North American versions of the awful NES version. Look. Again, Kickoff, that would be a PAL game. Right here we have another label variant. If you notice too, one of them is King of Kings, the early years. The other one is the early years, King of Kings. Journey to Silius is a fantastic game. Here we have the Jackie Chan game. Connor Tennis, that's not one you see every day. International Cricket is a PAL game. Konami Hyper Soccer is a PAL game. Le Empereur, pretty rare game there. There is a Lion King. Let's see what this gold one here is. Linus Spacehead. Gradius, one of my favorites. And here we do have Mario and Yoshi. That was released here as just Yoshi. This is the Max 15 game with the peeling label. And I do have McKids as well as McDonald Land. Here is Noah's Ark. Nightshade is a good one. This may be difficult to tell. There's a variant here. Micro Machines. There's a gold and a silver version. And the end label is slightly different as well. Mermaids of Atlantis. Here is Metal Storm. Both versions of Metroid. I'm big into collecting label variants for the NES. It's the only console that I do that for. On the end here, this is Operation Secret Storm. This is Parasol Stars. Parodius. This might be the cleanest of the Color Dream cartridges I have. They tend to fade and turn green. But Terminator is nice and blue. Prince of Persia. Powerblade is a phenomenal game. We have Power Punch 2. And these are the Probotector games, released here as Contra and Super C. Cartridges here are the Quattro games. Let's see what this one is. Raid 2020. Oh, that's so last year. Shockwave, that's a unique cartridge, complete with writing on it. Here we have Rockin' Cats. It's rather uncommon. Not a very good game either. On the left here, these are the RBI games. Road Fighter is a PAL game. Free RoboCop games. Forgive me if I'm shaking a bit near the bottom here, but you can see the Smurfs near the center there. There is Spoon. And that's Star Wars here. This is Namcot. That is actually the Famicom version with the converter in there. That's not a reproduction, but I have since purchased the Famicom version of that. It's actually kind of an underrated game. I enjoy it. Here, Mario Row. So this one is obviously Repro, the Christmas edition, but we also have the PAL 3-pack there. Tiny Toons. And then you can see the Tecmo Bowl. Some of these are updated versions. This one says 2016. And then obviously Ninja Turtles. A Tournament Fighter here. And at one point, I was trying to get the Hero Turtle games. So I do have here, if you can see that, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, the first one. I can compare the second one here. Here in the USA, we got Turtles 2, the arcade game by Ultra, PAL regions. It had the silver Konami label on it. So yeah, I would like to get all 4 versions of the Hero Turtles, but obviously Tournament Fighter is difficult enough to find as it is, so we'll see if I can ever pull that off. This is the last section on this shelf, but there are some more NES games yet. Swordmaster is a heavy hitter, but although I got a good price on this, I inadvertently bought the PAL version. You can see the A in the corner there. So that's good enough as far as I'm concerned. There's a Sweet Home Repro, that's a fantastic game. Turrican is a PAL game. So here's my custom Donkey Kong shelf. You can see I have the red platforms and the blue ladders painted on here, as well as some pixelated rolling barrels near the top. There is a decal on the side. You can see on the right, these are the Aladdin games, and I have the deck enhancer. I am missing one cartridge though. Most people collect those complete in the box. I opted to get them loose because they were much cheaper. The Uninvited is a fantastic game. And this is something interesting, what I like to refer to as the Gretzky Hat Trick. If you're unaware, there are 3 different label variants for Wayne Gretzky hockey, 2 of which are mainly identical. It's just that he's missing the logo on his jersey on the one on the left. And here are the last few NES games. There's Wampum, that's a Mega Man ripoff. One more tier down here. Both the gray and gold versions of Zelda. And then we'll show the last few Super Nintendo games. So on the top, you'll see some stuff piled up. These are just more recent pickups that I have not gotten around to putting away yet. So I should note too, my NES and Super Nintendo games make up approximately half of my collection, but I am currently remodeling my basement. So therefore I don't have a proper game room at the moment. These are pretty much the only 2 consoles that I have my games on display for right now. Once that new game room is finished, I will definitely give you guys a tour of that, but it is a work in progress. There on the end we have Undercover Cops. That is a repro. I opted to get that because it was so much cheaper than buying the real deal. Cool game too. We have a couple more rows here. I'm going to have to kind of squeeze into this area to show them to you. The Wizard of Oz. What a fantastic piece of junk that is. And the last row. So that does it for today. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching The Real Bit Wars.